Hey y'all, it's Marine here with another reminder that if you do enjoy this audio, to please like and subscribe, as well as potentially checking out some of my other audios, as I would very much appreciate that. And feel free to leave any feedback in the comments. That out of the way, hope y'all's enjoy. Psst. Hey, hey you. Yes, you. Come over here. I just saw you come in and book a room for the night. Did the rain get you, or did you manage to get away? You're very lucky, you know. There's a terrible storm up north. I wouldn't recommend going through there for a few days. Anyways, not our problem. Hmm? Who am I? Oh, I'm just a passing traveler myself. You can call me Kai. That's what most people call me anyways. I knew of your arrival and got the fire going. Well, not myself. I asked Jura, the innkeeper, to do so before you arrived. Isn't that right, Jura? Dear gods, do you kiss your wife with that mouth? Don't mind him, traveler. He wanted to go to sleep, but I said, no, no, no. There is one more guest that shall come by on the darkest of nights. We must be ready and awake to receive them. And thus, here you are. Got to say, I knew of your arrival, but I was not warned of how gorgeous you looked. I doubt I have seen eyes as beautiful as yours in a good while. Sorry. I'm getting distracted. Please, why don't you take a seat over there? She'll make some tea for us. I'm sure Jera wouldn't mind. Especially since he's heading upstairs. Don't be silly. Take a seat. Not there. That's where I sit. I'm sure you have been through a lot. But no need to worry. Pushy. Strange. People keep characterizing me as such. But no matter. Please bear with me for a few moments. Now, the tea is free of charge, as you are the first customer I've seen in a good while. And I won't tell Jura if you don't. Now, my palm reading will cost you 5 gold. I can assure you, you can't find a better deal if you search the whole... Wait! Where are you going? But if you go to sleep now, you'll miss this amazing opportunity to get your fortune read from the greatest palm reader in this world. And the next, may I add. Please don't leave. Okay. You know how to haggle. 4 gold. Still no? Alright. 3. Oh, come on. You can't tell me my skills are worth less than that. Never asked for a reading, so why should he pay? Okay, fine. I'll read your palm for free, okay? By the stars above, you are the most difficult customer I've met in the last 200 years. You know, I've had queens and kings begging for my services. Even the Jade Empress asked for my services. And now look at me. But a gift such as mine must be honed, else it will rust. Now please, give me your hand, and we shall start. Ah, we're going with that hand. No. It's really up to you. You have such soft hands. You perhaps use the essence of Nereid to moisturize them. No? Such natural softness. Yes, of course. I'll begin. Ah, I can see a lot, yes. For example, your palm. Such a pretty palm with so many secrets for me to unveil. Your hands are so soft. Apologies. I have already mentioned that. Well, it's a privilege to a palm reader to get a client with such pleasant-to-touch hands. Just as I thought. Water hands. Oh, no, no, no. They're not made out of water. Silly traveler. Each hand is different, and palm reading has more to do than simply looking at and interpreting the various lines adorning your hand. Look at the shape of your fingers, their length. Oh yes, that is 100% a water hand. Are you an artist, perhaps? Definitely the creative sort, just like myself. People like us tend to have great intuition, you see. It's why this profession suits me so much. Now, let me examine your hand more closely. Curious. You come from afar with a quest in mind. You have low ambitions in life, and yet are so determined. Perhaps that comes from your emotions often taking hold of you, and making you take, sometimes, impulsive decisions you would normally be more careful about. How do I know? Well, look at the base of your index finger. Clear as day. You are ambitious, you say? Did not mean to insult you, dear traveler. You cannot deny what your hand tells me. You look displeased. I do not mean to offend your character. I'm merely making a statement. Let us move on. Ah, here. I can see... Yes. Yes. You carry great wisdom within you. Now that is quite something, isn't it? Of course, I would not call you the wise one. You have some common sense. And based on that middle finger base, you can see that determination and perseverance I previously mentioned. It must be what brought you here in this unholy hour. I mean, you have heard the stories, haven't you? If you stray from the road, the darkness might take you. I can assure you, you do not want that. Many travelers have thought it wise to cut through the forest to places unexplored. Others would hear voices and follow them. The lucky ones are probably dead. Those who have survived long now lost their minds to the darkness. My apologies. Do not be mentioning such dark tales in the middle of the night. I can assure you, this inn is safe and secure, and is protected by powerful charms. Let's move to the next line, shall we? I do not wish to keep you for too long. I can see you want to get up earlier than normal to travel. Your line here is quite faded. You usually are a very positive person, and yet you are consumed by a feeling close to melancholy. Do you want to talk about it, perhaps? Not feeling very talkative, I see. Well, I'm sure good fortune will come your way. The gods always bring balance to our world, and however you have been wronged, you will inevitably prevail. Either that, or you will have a very gruesome death. Oh, I didn't say anything. Not to worry, my dear. I shall continue. And look at that over here. Base of your thumb, of course. Your capacity for empathy is astonishing. But that's not all I can see. Your passion also burns brighter than the sun. How fascinating. It's difficult to find creatures like yourself nowadays. Everyone seems to be consumed by soul-eating apathy, which is dangerously contagious. No, we're not done yet, my dear. Now that I have a better picture of who you are, let us move on to the next part. The line reading. The lines of your hands will tell me of things to come, challenges you will have to overcome, and people you might meet, and good fortune that might come your way. It is the part most people look forward to, I must say. Ah, the heart line. The line that shall tell me of your romantic endeavors, failures, and successes. It is the one most often requested to read, you know? I can see here, you have had quite the stories when it comes to romance, did you not? And who can blame you, really? You are marvelous to look at. I also see you are quite picky on who you choose to be your romantic partner. Bear in mind, there is nothing particularly bad about that. Knowing what you want, and not lowering your standards, is usually a requirement for a successful relationship. However, I'm wondering whether sometimes you are looking too hard to find the faults in your significant other. Only you know that, of course. I wouldn't blame you if you did. I can see here that you've had a few traumatic experiences in your love life. I'm sure after all that, you must have raised quite a few barriers to protect yourself from future harm. If you want my advice, always be careful of people's intentions, but don't miss out on someone great because you were held back by fear. You may come to regret it if you close yourself off completely. Your fate line is breaking at points. I'm sorry to tell you, you will be faced with quite a few hardships in the future. However, I can see you have all the emotional strength you need to face the challenges. Your lifeline is a bit faint. Your future is uncertain, at best. I'm sure with enough determination, you will achieve what you want. You have to be strong and not hesitate when the time comes. Based on your headline over there in the middle, I can see you have a very short attention span and lack concentration from time to time. I wonder by the end of this session how much of what I said will actually get through to you. Perhaps I should have written that down to prevent any future mishaps. Would you like me to write you a quick note before you go, so you remember what has been said? In any case, there's going to be certain vital information you will need to take into account. Mishearing or completely forgetting could mean, and I do not by any means mean to upset you, but it could mean your demise. Yes, you see those crosses over here and here? You will be faced with decisions that will ultimately alter your fate. It is important you remember what other people will tell you to have the best possible outcome. Now, it is quite late, and I will be departing early in the morning. I have business elsewhere, I'm afraid, my dear. The wind is calling for me, and I am but a speck of dust floating around, obeying its whims. However, before you go to sleep, as a last piece of advice regarding your reading, you will soon need to evaluate whether or not to trust certain people. Before you make any decisions, remember, a smile can hide something way darker than your sweet soul can take. So, I'd be careful if I were you. Oh, and also, your romantic line. It did say you had recently met a man that will make your wildest dreams come true. On that note, I shall remind you that my door will be open all night should you wish to... Huh? Traveler? Traveler, where are you going?